So I'm Matei Mancas, and I'm a senior researcher in the University Institute of Creative Technologies of the University of Mons in Belgium. And yeah, I'm a project leader of the Smart Spaces group, and I mainly focus on humans, actually. So with two main axes, one on visual attention, so where people are looking and why, and how to model where people look. And the other one is about how people behave, so like motion tracking, etc. Yeah, so these are the two main points I'm working on. So AI was part of my work actually from the very beginning of my PhD thesis. I worked on medical imaging at the beginning, and then at some point I found a paper on visual attention, and I said, "Oh, this is really interesting because it's linked to how we behave in front of data. It is possible to use this kind of information to try to make people do what they should do and not necessarily what they want to do. So if I talk about visual attention, I would talk about marketing, for example. So yeah, when you do an ad, you expect people to see some key points, some key messages, and so in some way you could optimize the way you show the message in order to be sure that people show the message, etc. Optimization, interface optimization is good, and it makes people access more easily and without too much distractors, for example, to an information, and so this is a good point. But it is true that it could be used also to to bias people behavior into some way. But I mean, people behavior is much more than just a beautiful interface. It must touch people more deeply, actually. So hopefully it is not so easy to manipulate people. But however, there are some frontiers to keep in there and some red lines not to cross, and I think this is important. So all the ethical issues around that are really important, especially for acceptability. Otherwise, if people don't accept technologies, they will not be used. So these are like interesting questions in the future for AI, how to accept algorithm which can be intrusive in some way, yeah, and how to explain what the decision which are taken. These are two interesting things. The responsibility of a man is, in my opinion at least, really very important into AI. I mean, algorithms are not doing things by themselves, bad or good things. It depends on how we use it. And I mean, at some point we were saying like AI should be in the loop. Maybe now we should say a human should be in the AI loop, there to be as a curator. And that's the same for creativity. I mean, AI can do a lot of things alone, like even writing Shakespeare-like text or things like that. But finally, when you read the text, it's not, I mean, it's weird. However, if you have a human which curates the sentences and say, okay, that one is good, that one is bad, and so there's a collaboration between humans and AI, then it becomes very interesting. Maybe the thing that I'm afraid the most is about the legal aspect of AI. because for me, I clearly see like a red line in responsibility. So I think that responsibility should remain to humans. Replacing humans by AI is, I mean, it's like an old dream. I'm not sure that's a good dream, but that's something that which comes back every time. But even if we look to creative algorithm, for example, each time that the AI is alone, it can do things, but either they are not accepted or not seen as good from humans' point of view. And I think everybody should be centered on humans, actually. So it's not about algorithm feeling good together. It's about people feeling good together, and the algorithm can help with this. I mean, we should not forget that the focus need to remain on humans, and algorithms are there to help and to complement.